Ralph was a senior at Rockport High School in Massachusetts in the fall of 1941. But when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, everything changed. Like so many young men across America, he wanted to serve. In February 1942, Ralph took the Aviation Cadet Entrance Exam at the Army Air Corps Recruiting Office in Boston. Out of 150 questions, he needed 90 to pass. He scored 110. He passed his physical, too, but he had to wait until graduation day to enlist. On June 14, 1942, Ralph graduated high school. 2 weeks later, he officially joined the Army Air Corps. He was sent to Camp Devens, Massachusetts. The cadets were divided. Half became pilots, a quarter navigators, and a quarter bombardiers. Ralph was chosen to be a pilot. His training began. First came Maxwell Field in Alabama for pre-flight training, 8 weeks of classroom lessons, physical drills, and stress tests. Then came Bennettsville, South Carolina, for primary flight training. Here, Ralph flew the Stearman PT-17 biplane. He'd later joke that it only had one speed, 70 miles per hour, no matter if you were taking off, flying, or landing. Next came Shaw Field in Sumter, South Carolina, for basic flying. This time, he flew the BT-13 and BT-15 trainer planes. They were faster, sleeker, and more demanding. 8 weeks later, Ralph graduated as part of Class 43I, the September class. Then came the final test, Turner Field in Albany, Georgia. Here, Ralph learned advanced flying on twin-engine aircraft, the AT-10 and AT-9. The AT-9 was designed to prepare pilots for combat planes. Ralph and his classmates flew long missions from Georgia to Florida and back, firing at targets on the ground. In October 1943, at just 20 years old, Ralph graduated as a second lieutenant. He received his wings. His next destination was Dodge City, Kansas, where he learned to fly the B-26 Marauder, a powerful twin-engine bomber with a 7-man crew. The B-26 was tough to fly but thrilling. Instructors often used scare tactics, saying the plane would flip if one engine failed. It wasn't true, but it kept the cadets sharp. After training, Ralph joined the 22nd Towed Target Squadron in Texas, flying missions across the country. Then, in early 1944, he was sent to Sioux City, Iowa, as first pilot in the Towed Target Squadron. From there, he was prepped for the B-17 Flying Fortress. The transition was smooth. The B-17 was slower to respond than the B-26, but just as mighty. Soon, Ralph received orders to join the 429th Bomb Squadron of the 15th Air Force in Foggia, Italy. He flew formation missions across Europe, Munich, Vienna, Linz, and northern Yugoslavia. Every flight meant crossing the Alps. With no place to land if something went wrong, it was a pilot's nightmare. On his very first mission to Augsburg, Germany, Ralph's B-17 was riddled with 118 bullet holes. He survived. He also remembered the Red Tails, the Tuskegee Airmen, African-American pilots flying P-51 Mustangs who escorted bombers through enemy skies. He said they were some of the best pilots he'd ever seen. One of Ralph's proudest moments came on a mission over Yugoslavia. The target was a bridge many couldn't find. His bombardier, Dick Whitefield, insisted on one more pass. Ralph gave him that chance. They found the bridge and destroyed it. Ralph called it his claim to fame. By war's end, he had flown 17 of his 25 assigned missions. In May 1945, Ralph received orders to fly Brigadier General Dean Strother from Italy to Morocco. But during a landing in Bari, Italy, disaster struck. As they approached, the left wing of their B-17 caught fire. Ralph and the crew made a normal landing and escaped just in time before the plane was engulfed in flames. The fire was so intense that the firefighters couldn't control it. The plane was destroyed within minutes. Had it happened an hour later, they would have been over the Mediterranean. After the crash, Ralph stayed in Italy as a test pilot for the 18th Air Depot. He tested every aircraft that arrived. The first was a P-51 Mustang. He took off with the wrong trim setting and nearly lost control, but after a few hours, he mastered it. Then came the P-38 Lightning, a twin-engine fighter with reverse props. Ralph said it was the most fun plane he ever flew. Not long after, he was ordered to head toward the Philippines. But while en route to the Panama Canal, news broke. Japan had surrendered. The war was over. Ralph's ship reached Boston Harbor as one of the first to return home. He was discharged in March 1945 as a commissioned captain in the U.S. Army Air Corps. When the U.S. Air Force was formed in 1947, Ralph was offered a captain's commission again, but he chose family over full service. He joined the Air Force Reserves instead, serving 20 years before retiring as a lieutenant colonel in 1983. From a high school senior dreaming of flight to a war hero who faced fire and sky, Ralph's journey was a testament to courage, endurance, and a love for flying that never faded.